Welcome to Road Bible 2.0. So today I want to go over my current Road Bible build up, and since there's so many new subscribers, and thank you so much for everybody who subscribed, commented, and liked, please continue commenting and liking. I greatly appreciate and enjoy the engagement. So a Road Bible to me is a Bible that just goes everywhere with me. It is your everyday carry, your EDC Bible. And since most of you are new, I want to go ahead and define this. So for me, my criteria for a Road Bible is that one, it can't be so expensive that I'm not willing to just give it away at a moment's notice. I want to be carrying a Bible that if I find somebody that is in need of the Word of God, that I will not hesitate just to give it to them. So with that, my budget for that is roughly around $35. Maybe $40 depending on the Bible. But the Bibles so far, my last one was less than $30. This one here, I think it was $30 or right around there. It's not very expensive. This is a CSB personal size giant print Bible. I like the CSB. It's easy reading, just good Bible. So I want to go through kind of how I've already started setting this up and some of the things, just because I want to make sure that when I give this, it's not just a Bible, that there's some life and some usage to it. This is the Bible that I will take to most of the Bible studies I go to, or men's groups, or anything like that, just because I think it's really cool. So if you'll notice, there's little markers here. Some of them have something on here like abide. This is going to John 15, where it talks about abiding in God and producing fruit. And I'll put these throughout, as I go renew. Get off me. Hebrews 12:1. And I'll highlight and mark certain areas, or I shouldn't say highlight. I bracket certain paragraphs that mean something to me. Sometimes I'll put little notes there. So a couple things that I've done in Road Bible version 2.0 is I've always lacked note space. And also another thing is this is a paper paste down. I think I have a solution that we'll talk about here in a second that I want to try with that. So one thing that I'm doing with this one here is I've taken some just standard, fairly heavy stock copy paper, and I've just glued this in. So now I have an additional 6 pages for notes, because the last one I ran out completely. On top of this, since more than likely these will be going to a family member, I'm putting information of like when my daughter got baptized, and some notes with that and stuff. Another thing that I'm doing for the paste down liner of paper, a buddy of mine, check this out. Isn't that so freaking cool? And that's just awesome. A buddy of mine that's in my Cornerman group and my Disciple group, I was talking about doing a tattoo, and he drew this up for me. And I loved it so much that I did 2 copy sheet papers and glued those to this paper paste down, because these seem to rip on me right through here at some point in time. So I end up taping them down. If anything, this will get tape on top of 2 extra pieces of paper. But doesn't that just look freaking awesome? I mean, check that out. And then I just scribbled some blue around there just to kind of give it some cool little I don't know, accents, whatever. But if you don't know what Talmidim means, Talmidim is basically means disciple slash discipling, discipler. So it's discipling in action. And then it may not be obvious for everybody, but love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, and all your strength. And just constantly pouring out living water. Just fill me up, God, so I can spill into somebody else. So I want things to have meaning. That back one was blank that you've seen. We're working on something else for that. Like I said, these started off as tattoo options, but hopefully in a few weeks, I'll have something here that may look cool, and I'll do an update. So make sure you subscribe and follow along. But giant text. So this is a 12-point text, personal size. So the size is pretty good. I mean, it's not too awful big. It's not too awful thick. It goes in well. This is the same size. I have a leather bound version that is my bedside Bible. It is my Bible that I wake up in the morning and read almost every morning. And I just love it. It is clean text, no references, very light, or fairly light on the footnotes and stuff. So it's just makes it easy to dig into and read. And that's what I want. I did add ribbons to this, but don't know if you'll notice that this one here doesn't have the extra head or tail or anything to it. I did it fairly clean, just because I didn't want to spend that much extra time. And I think if I'm not careful and my cardstock back here is too wide, I think that helps with the ripping of this. I think I got to be careful with that. But anyways, this is Road Bible version 2.0. I think it's awesome. I'm going to just use this thing everywhere, mark it all up, leave all kinds of notes, just to give you an idea. The first one here, I already know who I'm giving it to, but I will be giving it to them here in 3 weeks, for a special reason and stuff. But just slide this over to the side. This Bible here has been with me just over a year now. As you can see, I still have these little tab notes in there. I had to tape this up because it started tearing down. Man, I so wish more companies would just do vinyl here. I'll pay $1 or $2 more. As I said, notes. I think some of those may be a little bit private and stuff. But as you go through, you'll see that as I was reading this, I underlined every verse I read. As you come to a chapter head, you'll notice a date of when I read that chapter. This entire Bible is almost completely full, and it will be, God willing, full here in the next 3 weeks. And that's when I'm going to give it away, is once I complete every single chapter of this Bible. I also stuck in little notes in here. But as I was talking about ribbons just a minute ago, I did a cool little heading on there with cardstock. Made it cool. I've had to, they're starting to fray and stuff on there. The pin sliding here in the back actually held up really well for the year. So this, their outside True Tone or whatever is actually really solid. I mean, as you open this up and just kind of, it holds really well. Oh, as long as I get it centered somewhat. Trying to do everything one-handed. But it holds really well in the hand. Lifeway does a really good job on their Bibles. And like I said, this was under $30. I'm almost positive. If it'd have a paste down liner, I'd pay $4 or $5 more for it. Just to give me a, or not paste down, but a vinyl liner versus paper. Anyways, going too long. 2.0 being built up. I'll give you an update every once in a while, just kind of show you, especially when I get that back done. But man, that's just pretty cool to me. Thanks, Dino, for doing that. You're awesome. You rock. That is freaking amazing. I shouldn't say freaking, should I? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about that.